Welcome back, everybody, and this is Gus with the Everything Goes podcast. On this week's episode, I am having Heidi back on the show, and we are talking about how life is not fair. Life is not fair, guys, and it sucks. I know. Am I tripping? Maybe. But you know what? Life is not fair. Is it fair that more people have more money than me? No, because there's rich people and there's poor people. Is it fair that the Kardashians make more money than a lot of us for doing absolutely nothing? No. Is it fair for Instagram models to make more money on one picture than a lot of us make in a year? No. And that's the thing, guys. This is my rant. I'm tired of hearing excuses. I'm tired of hearing that life is not fair. I'm sick of it. This is my rant to you guys. That's the discussion this week. Just letting you guys know that I have accepted that life is not fair. That's how I live my life. That's how a lot of us live our lives. But for those people that say life is not fair, I get you. And that's what we're going to be talking about this week. Life is not fair. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. So what's up, everyone? This is Gus with the Everything Goes podcast. This is the coolest podcast out there. It's my new intro. How you like it?
I like it. Affirmative.
So this week on the episode, I have Heidi back on the show. What's up, Heidi?
Hi, Gus.
You're looking tired. You're sounding tired.
No, I'm not. I'm just relaxed.
Relax. So we're recording on a Saturday night. And today I feel like talking a little bit of different of what we usually do. I feel like this frustration, I really have to like let it out.
Let it out.
For real.
And then I'm going to sage you.
I really feel like I need to say this because this is a topic that's been weighing on my mind because I kind of hear it all the time.
What is it that you have been hearing?
I think this is going to be the episode where Gus rants because
Okay.
I'm just tired of hearing all this. Life is not fair.
Is that like the title?
Yeah, it's going to be, that's what we're going to talk about because I'm sick and tired of people always saying, well, no, life is not fair. Of course it's not fair. It's never going to be fair.
Right.
And I get with people's frustration, life is not fair because, I mean, God, I feel it sometimes, but I don't dwell on it. I see a lot of people dwelling on the fact that life is not fair. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Well, anyways, this is the thing with life being not fair. And I'm going to tell you by personal experience that
I just want to know, where is this coming from?
it's just a little bit of, I think it's
Like, you've been... what have you been reading or seeing or listening to?
No, it's nothing. I just hear it, people talking, or like sometimes even when you get together with family members or just friends in general, you hear like just like always complaining somewhat, I want to say. And I get it. Everybody has their own
Battles?
Yeah, everybody has their own battles.
Okay.
But I see a different way. I'm like the type of person, I don't want to hear you complain. Because I complain myself. I'm not going to lie. I complain. But I don't want to hear somebody else complain. I don't know if
You complain in silence, I would say. Because you never come to me and tell me, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Ever. You complain in silence and I read your body language. So then I go up to you and I'm all like, Gus, what's wrong? And you're like, no, nothing.
And I get it. I think a lot of it has to do with frustration. With... what I call first world problems.
That are insignificant.
Yeah, there's minor problems. So that's why I feel like ranting.
Okay, go for it. Let it out.
Because as we all know, life is not fair. I'm going to give you a brief example. I was not born in this country. Nothing was ever given to me. I take nothing for granted. Everything I've gotten, I've worked for it.
Right.
I don't need mom or dad to hook me up. I'm one of those people. But I hear people that are born in this country, or you see it very often, complaining about like insignificant stuff. My car's too dirty. I don't like this. I don't like that. Or just...
Really?
Yes.
My car's too dirty?
I hear it, but those are first world problems. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're minor problems.
Okay.
Or why am I not rich? Or like, well, let me read this. This is what I wrote. This is for the intro. Okay. Because I feel like I was ranting. I feel like, you know what? Enough is enough and I'm tired of it. I hate dwelling on stuff like that because I'm one of those people. Like I said, I was not born in this country, so I take nothing for granted. Nothing. So this is what I wrote on my intro.
Okay.
It says, sometimes life is not fair. From being poor or being too rich or what I call privilege. having a hard time with attaining stuff or materialistic stuff, to having everything handed to you. Being good looking to being just plain ugly. That I hear a lot. Sorry, genetics. Being a good person and getting walked all over, so-called being too nice. And you know what happens, being too nice, people always finish last. You hear it all the time. To being the terrible person and getting respect. I mean, I could keep on going, but it'll be too much. Mm-hmm. It'll be way too much. This is what I talk about, like first world problems, like stupid stuff. My phone don't work. I hate my phone. What shoes? I don't know what am I gonna wear tomorrow when you have a whole closet full of stuff.
Or what are we gonna eat for dinner?
Exactly. We got too much to choose from.
Yeah.
When people, third world people, or just poor people, don't even know what they're gonna eat, where they're gonna sleep, what they're gonna wear,
right,
what they're gonna feed their children, stuff like that. So this is why I wanted to talk about it. How do you feel about problems like that? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and you grew up very different. So let me ask you, because you grew up different than me. I told you my little past. Like I said, I wasn't born here. I had to go through fucking deserts, ran through freeways, all that stuff to get to the United States. So like I say, like everything that I have, I've worked for it. I hear people all the time like, I'm looking for a job, dude. If you were born in the United States, how hard can it be, man? Come on. Just go to school, do your thing, and boom, work hard. But yet I hear it all the time. Oh, I have a hard time doing this, or my. I get it. I don't know. It just I'm one of those people. I'm just tired of excuses. I'm tired of excuses.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time, man. I hear it specifically with guys. Guys is the worst. Girls, obviously, you know, they grew up a little different, but I'm just tired of guys complaining about stuff, or people in general. So let me go back to asking you, how do you remember like growing up? Because you come from a really, well, a family that's really nice when it comes to money.
Well, first of all, I want to address the whole, that you just said, that you find it hard to understand when people say, I can't get a job or I can't find a job. Well, I believe anybody can get a job. The issue now is the fact that generation has changed and people don't want to settle for any job. Because I believe back then, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was just like, okay, let me get a job and then I'll work my way up. Now it's like people are looking for work-life balance, and you're looking really confused. Am I confusing you?
Yes, because that wasn't the question that I asked.
No, that's not the question. I'm addressing the point that you made before your question.
Yeah.
Your point was, I don't understand when people say I can't find a job, or I'm looking for a job. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm addressing that. So I feel now in present time, anybody can find a job. You're right. The issue is, I believe, because I consider myself one of them, I'm not going to settle for anything. Because many people back then, I believe, just the significant fact that they hear the word you're hired, it's like, okay, cool.
Okay, but that wasn't the question I asked you. I asked you.
No, it's not the question.
No, but that wasn't what I was asking. I was asking about how life is not fair, and I don't understand where you're going with this. But the fact that I asked,
what I'm going with is I'm not addressing the question. Your question is, how is it that I feel or view whatever, growing up, I guess, a little bit more privileged than you were.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I could see the reason I asked you is because you don't like, when I like, even to this day, you're very more kickback, more having that anxiety that I get when it comes to money.
Because I don't react the way you do. You don't deal good with stress, Gus.
No, but that's because it's been like that all my life. It's always about getting stuff done. Because I have nothing to fall back on. I don't have a degree. I don't have mom or dad to come and help me. And I mean that's fine if you do. You get me? But I don't. That's why it's always what can I do? Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, well, I have a husband who financially like helps me, obviously. I have a degree, but I haven't been able the outcome that I wanted once I graduated and after I got my job and everything wasn't what I was happy with. So now I'm working on something else, but I do have a mom. I do work for her and her business, and I do get paid for it.
Yeah, but I'm not attacking you. I'm
No, I know you're not attacking me, but I'm answering your question because you want me to feel the way you feel. Like always like on the go, on the move, what's next? Here like you cannot skip a second. I don't live my life like that.
yeah, but because we
I
see
can't because then I would go really crazy.
yeah because we see life. I mean, different perspective. Telling you, I grew up with nothing. I didn't have anything. I grew up with roaches all around me. I grew up with mice all over my apartments. That's what I knew. I told you, we grew up in LA. So have you ever been downtown LA or anywhere around LA?
I grew up in LA, Gus.
Okay, well, so you remember how it is.
I grew up on 3rd Street and Union.
Okay.
And on South Central too. And then here in the Valley in 1992. So yeah, I've seen it all, lived it all. And I'm just happy my mom was able to take full force of an opportunity that she was presented with, which is her business, the restaurant industry. And it's helped her and the family members along with it.
Okay, I'm going back to the question I asked you. I just feel like I don't think you understood when I was asking you about how do you feel about like life not being fair. And when I meant that is because you lived a privileged life. Most of your life you've lived a privileged life. That's what I meant. Privileged life is you yourself didn't have to work for it. You were given an easier life because of your parents. Your parents were the ones that worked hard. That's what I meant when I was asking you those questions.
Yes, I have grown in a privileged life due to my mom and her sister's hard work. Not my father. My father never gave my mom a dime. So I can't give credit to that person.
But that's why I was asking that question. I asked that question because if I see you, that's cool. I mean, because you're a girl. So I don't. But when you're a guy and I know that you're privileged and I hear you complaining, because I have like people around me sometimes that are like that. They're guys. They're complaining. Like, bro, I didn't come from nothing. I still work hard. I still have to get up. I still don't want to go to work. I still want to do my things. I want to go travel. I want to do all that stuff.
Yeah, well, in my book, the sex gender shouldn't matter. I mean, once you're 18, you're 18, and
the thing is that I have no self-pity for nobody anymore. I've gotten to
you
that.
have no self-pity for men.
Yeah.
You give girls a little bit of slack.
Yeah, because girls are gonna be girls. I mean.
No, and I'm telling you, there should be no pity for girls either.
Okay, let's just focus on the fact that, you know, what I was talking about. Life is not fair. Okay. I get it. I wish I was skinny and looked good. But I know that if I go work hard in the gym, I probably lose it. But some people don't even have that. They're plain. They either have the genetics, they look good. They don't even have to work out and they look good. I eat and I drink a beer, boom, 20 pounds. That's what I meant when we're talking about life is not fair. There's small little things and there's some big things. Obviously, the ones that frustrate me the most are like the go-getters. There's some people that are go-getters. They have that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And there's some people that are just like, oh, fuck it. And those are the people that frustrate me because those are the people that complain the most. They complain the most. Mm-hmm. And then then I meet mama's boys. And God, I can't understand. And I can't. It's just, I get the fact that there's some people that their parents have worked hard. Some people do work hard, their parents. And some of these kids grow up working hard. They have those work ethics installed in them. But then I see some other people that their parents work hard and yet they have it easy. They stay home. They sleep till 2 p.m. and yet the ones that complain. And when shit hits the fan, guess who they run to? They run back to mom, back to daddy. And I've met that. I still meet them at work. I mean, there's guys at work that they're still like that. Mm-hmm. And you hear them complain that they're broke. Like, I just can't stand it. It bothers me. Because I'm telling you, I have no self-pity. I have no self-pity for nobody no more. I've been to the hardest craps ever. from not having jobs to financial problems to health issues. I've had it all.
Yeah, you
So
have.
like if I look at it and I look at myself in the mirror, it's usually I start with myself. If I have problems, I blame myself. I don't blame the world like some people do. I looked at myself in the mirror and I tell myself, fuck, dude, you got yourself into this situation. Now figure it out. Even though like sometimes like your mind is going racing. But that's what I meant when I asked you about growing up privileged. Because I want to see your side. I want to see your perspective. I want to see the things that I can't see. I mean, it's nice to have money because I didn't grow up with money. I grew up like not asking for stuff. I knew the answer was going to be no. I wanted a certain thing. I'm not going to go ask my parents because I knew what it was going to be. It was going to be no. So I figured my own way doing stuff. I had to hustle, just little crap. Like side stuff, drawing, get money here, get money there. Just little stuff like that. I didn't grow up like that. That's what I wanted your perspective on what life is fair. That's what I was asking. That's the question I was asking. I want to see your
I
perspective.
didn't understand it like that.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry to cut you off, but how you feel about certain stuff, about how people that surround you, you just don't like stuff, how they've gone down compared to when you were young.
Like what?
I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm just telling you what I've heard.
From me?
Yes, because sometimes you're frustrated about how things are going, like certain ways here and there, and you tell me like it wasn't like that when I was young, or certain things like that. I mean, you grew up different than some of your siblings, or I grown up different than my siblings, my two younger sisters. My two younger sisters they don't know or don't remember, and I mean, and that's a good thing, I guess, because even our kids, I don't want them growing up like I did, and I get that as parents.
And they're not.
But this is the difference. I'm never gonna let them just be mama's boys. They're not just gonna collect or be handed stuff down, even though they even have it easy. But they work hard.
They do. They recycle their own.
But see, that's what I mean.
To raise their own money for whatever spending they want.
That's because we install that crap.
Yes, for sure.
I go, don't come like even my oldest. Don't ask me for stuff you know you haven't worked hard for it. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear excuses, and I tell them that straight up.
Yes.
No excuses. So this is where I come to you. This is what we're talking about, how life is not fair. And I told you a little bit about me, how life is not fair. Do you want to add anything to that? I know I cut you off before on your perspective, but
yeah, no, it's okay. Well, what can I say? I had a lot of things when I was young. I'm talking about the age 5, 6, 7. Not because of my mom. My mom at that time, she used to clean houses, single mom. So her sisters were her emotional support and financial support. So I cannot, sit here and say, oh yeah, I remember having it hard. I don't remember having it hard. I remember always having the necessities and having even more. And then when we moved from LA to the Valley, yes, I was given like $5 every day. I don't know if you had that. No, you didn't, right? You said no. So to many people that might be like a lot or maybe not enough. But to me, it was normal. Every day my mom would give me those $5 for whatever snacks I wanted to get. And at school, my friends too. So to me, that was normal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's being privileged or not.
Yeah, it's a little bit, because I could tell you the difference. I didn't have any of that.
The only thing that my mom did required of me was getting A's and B's. I could not come home with anything lower than a B. So I was given everything materialistically, by her, but I needed to have good grades.
Yeah, I wasn't like that. My grades weren't. They were told to me that it needs to be better when the teacher called that home. When the teacher would call home, that's when I remember my parents getting involved. Other than that, I remember my parents being involved with my grades at all, nor with money, nor with activities at school, or nor with anything I did.
Oh no! If I started struggling right away, my mom would hire a tutor.
No shit. You see, that's what I meant. Like, I wanted to hear your perspective on stuff. But see, it's the way you kind of describe yourself is the way my sons are growing up. You see Gus getting tutors, asking for money, asking here, asking there. But I demand and I ask for his part. Give me everything you have, specifically school and then obviously sports. Like I tell him, just give me everything you got. I don't care if you lose or whatever when it comes to sports. But I feel the same way about school because you hear him. He complains and he hates it sometimes. Or what kid likes school?
I was that kid. I enjoyed school.
Shit, I wasn't. I was forced to go to school.
But I'm trying to think of other like
Now
examples. Oh, for prom as a senior, my mom got me a rental car for the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's being privileged or
okay,
not.
hold on. Let me tell you my experience. Now you told your little how you grew up. Let me tell you how I grew up. This is from the earliest that I remember elementary school. Because this is what when you're young, when you're a kid, you kind of don't remember or don't know until somebody tells you that something's wrong with you or the way you look or this and that. Second grade, and maybe because I wasn't aware or my parents didn't tell me about grown-up stuff, but I got a haircut and they would take me to the barber and they would shave my head off, like shave it. And
Your hair.
Yeah, they would shave my hair at the barber shop. And in those times, getting shaved, your head shaved was like, what the fuck? Because remember, the 80s, you had a big old fro. Or like some type of style, whatever. But you had hair. It's not like today, you see a kid that's bald and it's actually normal. Well, back in the 80s, they would take me to the damn barber shop, cut my hair bald. That's because being bald and then your hair growing out would take more time, I guess, than actually having to be, get styled and get a haircut like every 2-3 weeks or whatever. So when I went to school in second grade, obviously the kids were like, damn, you're bald, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you get bald? Why?
Yeah.
You get me? That's when I started seeing like the differences or like, hey, why you always wear those pants? Or like specifically this one. When I was, when you're in elementary, you're in recess or whatever, and everybody would run and go to the student store and buy a cookie. And I told you about this.
Mm-hmm.
So back in those days, the regular small cookie was like 10 cents and the big one was like 25 cents. And everybody would run and I would go kick it with my friends. And I wasn't, this is the thing. I was never the type of people that would be like begging. Because you see some kids that are like, oh, can you please give me? I was never like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never ask for stuff. But I would hang with my friends in line. And they were like, hey, why don't you ever buy stuff? Like, dude, it never came across to me that, like, I'm not going to ask you for anything. I was never there to ask. I was, and rarely did they ever give me. But that, I just hang with them because they were standing in line. And that's when I started feeling it like, why don't you have money, bro? Like, why don't your parents give you money to buy a cookie? Or you get me? That's what. And that's when I would be self-aware. Like, damn.
Why don't I?
Yeah. I start questioning myself or like stuff like that. And then as you get older, the girls don't like you because you don't comb your hair or you're bald. They're like, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
As you get it to 5th grade and you have like torn up pants on dirty, whatever, just stuff like that. That's when you start becoming a little bit more aware of the situation. But still, in LA, there's more poor people than the privileged ones. So I kind of still fit in. And then you get to junior high where my mom started making my shirts. And I remember the first week some fool came up to me and I was like, hey, dude, why you always wear those Hawaiian shirts? Remember, but that time my mom was making my shirts. I never questioned. I just would wear them.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I'm telling you, I was a 6th grader and I was like, fuck. Like, damn, I never even thought of that. Never even thought of that until somebody called me out at school. So it tells you the difference. Like, I wasn't wearing like, I would wear Payless shoes. Back in those days, wearing Payless shoes, people would call you out on it and you'd be embarrassed. For a guy that play ball all day, to have Payless shoes was like, fuck, dude. So I grew up like that. Those are the things that made you self-aware. I started getting to the age where I had to comb my hair, try to look good for the girls, try to smell good or whatever. And yet my mom would give me Avon colognes. You know Avon. They don't smell all that greatest or whatever.
Is it still around? I don't know.
Yeah, I still see them at work. But that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that made me hard as I grew up. As I grew older, getting into junior high, like collecting, like if I wanted something, I had to go get it. I'm telling you, when we were, I won't say I was an elementary or junior high or something like that. And we wanted what every kid had, like a game console, like a PlayStation or whatever. My brother and I used to go collect cans. So every day we would collect cans. My brother would jump in the big trash cans, because that's the way we grew up. You want it something, you have to go do it yourself. Go get it. Find something to do. Find something.
Yeah.
I told you, I got to junior high, I never had cash. They used to give me $1.10 to get on the bus and $1.10 to come back on the bus. What did I do? I would get up early in the morning, walk to school. Back in the day, it was like from where I lived to Virgil and Hollywood, it was like a good 5 miles going that way and then coming back.
Yeah.
So by the end of the week, I had about $10 and change, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would cut that in half and give my brother half. I don't know why I did that. I just thought that's what we did. Now that I'm older, I was like, why did I do that? I was the one doing all the work.
Yeah.
But that's
Wait, would he take the bus too or no?
No, he would walk, but he didn't got money. He would walk to school.
Oh.
I think Virgil was farther out, but that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would draw. I would do homework. And people would pay me to do that. I was like, see, I had my little hustle on the side. All of that. Those are the things you do. These are the things that people do at school that don't have money.
Yeah.
But see, at the time, I wasn't aware. I didn't even know what being cool was. See, this is where like my struggles and my stuff. That's why I tell you, I have no self-pity for people that go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, but man, you figure it out. You got to do something.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about people that tell me like about just general stuff, like when it comes to financial problems, dude. There's so many things you could do out now, like specifically Uber. If you're an adult, go drive Uber. You don't need who's gonna hire? Not gonna hire you.
Or right now, get a seasonal job, part-time job.
Exactly. Some people just have too much pride that they don't want to do it, or not unmotivated, or my mom got me, or my dad got me, or I'm gonna just ask my parents for a loan. I never grew up like that. I still don't grow up like that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when it comes to privileged life and the way you grew up compared to what I grew up in. Like even in high school, I used to sell pagers. My brother would get pagers. I'm not going to tell you where he got them from, but that's what I would do. I would get them and I would sell them in school. That's how I would get my money. I would give him half and I would get half. We were always doing that stuff. I think on game days, which was like on the football Fridays, I would only get $5. I would ask my pops for $5. And then once in a while, he would give me. Sometimes my friends would hook me up. But that's how fucked up it was because, luckily I had friends that would hook me up with $1. And back in those days, the famous star was like $1 or the Whopper or whatever. So it wasn't that bad. So you always had to be like on the prowl. What am I doing? What am I going to get the next cash? And if I had cash, you had to save it and stuff like that. Never looking like the sharpest, never looking like whatever. Just you didn't take things for granted. The stuff that you had, you did not take for granted. When I see kids nowadays, or when I see even my own kids, like you hear it.
Yeah.
It frustrates me sometimes, but I made that. But when it comes to an adult and I hear stuff like that, I can stand it.
You don't want to hear it.
No, and that's why we're talking about it today. So this is one of the things that I actually brought up. It's on the oliverburton.com, and I really wanted to say that how life is a competition and nothing is easy, and it's true. Life is a competition, even after you're done with school, Heidi. When you're done with school and you try to get hired somewhere,
yeah,
you're competing with
a lot of people. Yeah.
So how do you feel about those people that are always like, and there's those people that get hired because they know somebody.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. They like to kiss ass, or oh, my friend is this, my mother's that. And I have friends that have real good jobs because their mother is the manager somewhere.
Yeah, but that's them getting the hookup. But the fact that they're maintaining the job is because of their own work ethic. It has nothing to do because the mom knew somebody, or because the tia or the tío knows that person, or because my best friend knows that person.
But it happens a lot. It's who you know. And
it happens for you to get your foot into that door. But for you to keep that job, that position in that company, is because of your own work ethic.
Have you ever heard of those people that tell you...
unless it's a family business, then maybe like...
But even then, some of the younger kids or the younger
until
people...
like maybe later on, they're like, no, you know what? After 3 tries, we got to let your nephew go, Gus, or something, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not working out.
Yeah, but that's not... I think that would be different. I would never hook up somebody unless I know they're going to make me look good or something like that. But Like
It's actually really hard to recommend somebody.
yeah, but when it's a family member, you specifically like if I was trying to hook up my son, if he was 18 or whatever, I'd be like, dude, get your shit together and we're gonna do this. That's it. Don't make me look bad. But when it comes to like friends and you know them and you're like, God, I don't think this guy is gonna do it. I just don't even
Like
put it in
when
the work.
people tell you, hey, Gus, is there any openings at UPS?
Yeah, there's plenty of openings.
You're like,
Yeah, there's
are you
openings.
sure you want to go?
I don't think you.
I don't think you're fit for it, but go ahead.
No, it's not that being fit. I don't think you have the mentality. Some people have the mentality. Some people don't. Some people like it easy and stuff given to them, where other people are go getters, and those are the people that make it there. Are the go getters.
Yeah.
The people that are not gonna be complaining about like, oh man, I wish like if you had self doubt, it's over. It's over. Don't even go. You're not gonna be happy there.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about like jobs. Like, well, that's just the way I feel about people in general. How about life is a competition? Specifically, like we were talking about, like right now, when it comes to your school. Once you're done with school, you're out there competing for a job. That's your livelihood. That's the way you're gonna make your money.
Yeah. You're competing for a job, an opportunity, and at the same time to see whether or not if that position is something you see yourself doing long term.
Yeah. Well, let me give you an example about the job I have now. This is how everybody tells me. Oh, they tell me, oh, your job is nice, Gus. You had it easy. You have it nice and easy. Now it was easy. I have it easier now. But I told you how I got this job. I got my first interview with this job was at midnight, and the person in HR told me, you know what, you're gonna have to come back. I have no time for you. So here I go. I show up at midnight. The guy couldn't see me, so there I go back home. Second time, they told me there was an opening at another hub. They want to see me at 4 a.m. Guess what? The person forgot. I was standing out there for 2 hours. And yet, I go back home. The next day, they call me. Same thing. Got to be there at 4 a.m. Get there. Person is like an hour late. I'm me standing outside the damn guard shack or whatever. And mind it was early March, early February or something like that. So it was cold outside. So there I waited. I interviewed. And I got the job. But it tells you, I mean, I didn't give up. And before that, I couldn't even get a job there because I had a sibling working there. So family members were not allowed. And you know that type of, like, even when I got hired, I had 2 jobs. I had that job, trying to go to school, trying to help the parents, or whatever. That's when I tell you, shit wasn't given to me. I had to go get it, man. I had bills to pay. I had things to do. I was trying to go to school at the same time. I was doing shit, man. I was like, now that I see it, I was like, fuck, man, I was a badass. How the fuck did I do it?
You really were.
No, but it's because I wasn't dwelling on stuff like that. I wasn't dwelling on it. Some people dwell on it. Like, oh, poor me, poor me. Dude, go, dude. Like, I'm telling you, I hear that work. I see some kids like, dude, I'm broke. God, I need more hours here. Bro, go find yourself a job. Find another one. I used to do it. I used to work full-time, part-time, whatever. Do it. You're young, dude. Go do it. They just don't want to. It's up to them. Lucky for me, I'm telling you, I met some good people, good friends, that they were working, and I was like, dude, I could do what they could do, and I did it.
That motivated you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even now, you saw after I left a specific area and I went further, so now my commute was longer. I had to work harder. You know, there's plenty of times I could have just quit. I wanted to deeply inside, but you just stay with it. You heard or whatever, and you deal with it, but it tells you how much I needed it and wanted it, and you just do it.
Yeah.
You just do it. There's no complaining. There's nothing. There's no excuse for you or whoever not to get it done. That's the way I feel. That's why I'm telling you. This is why I'm ranting. Life is never going to be fair. Life is not fair. That's why when this guy talks about this, life is a competition. Let me give you another example. James Harrison. He has just 2 kids. Two young kids, about 8 or 9 years old, playing football. His team won. His team was they went all the way to the championship game in Pop Warner football, and they lost. And they got a second place finish or participation trophies. Did that send them back? Because in life, he said, there is no second place. There's only first place.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's why I don't agree. I mean, I agree with him. Many parents were like, oh, no, that's bad. Teaching.
No. It's harsh, but it's true.
That's how
it's
life
reality.
is. That's how life is.
No, yes.
There's no fucking third place or fourth place trophies
No, there
in
isn't.
life.
Yeah.
You know what fourth place trophy can get you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. It's either you're first and you get your shit done, and that's it. What like this? The people were like complaining like, what is homeboy like teaching his kids? Sportsmanship. It's not even about sportsmanship in real life. That's how way it is. That's the way it is. We're making like our kids soft. That's what he was arguing.
Mm-hmm.
He's arguing that, you know what, things are given. No, don't hand it to them. They need to go earn the first place. I agree with that. I agree with it. Totally agree with it. I'm telling you, when I say about grown men with mama's boys, it's because I see it all the time. Mama's boys, they lose their job or whatever, and they go to mom or they go to dad, and I see it all the time. I was like, what the fuck? 40-year-old boy, like 40-year-old dude, like, or whatever. I see it at work. I see it outside of work. You're like, God damn. Aren't you guys embarrassed? That's that for real.
Well, they wouldn't be embarrassed because they don't know any better.
Exactly.
Or they just feel entitled.
True. Okay, well, so let me stop. Let me move on to the other what he said. This guy said, you're judged by what you do and not what you think. Just think about that. You're judged on what you do and not what you think.
You're judged on what you do, not what you think. Yeah, actions, right? Like they say, actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. So when you're at work, like you said, you better work hard because that's what you're showing. That's what you're grading on. That's what you're being.
And yet, I've come across people that work their ass off and get no recognition by their superiors.
And it sucks.
And it fucking sucks.
It sucks.
And the one that's just there hanging out gets the recognition.
Yeah, it sucks because that happens at work all the time.
I seen that in corporate when I used to work in corporate, and it sucks.
Oh, well, it happens at work. It happens at work because the guy that works the harder, what do? They give him more work.
More responsibilities.
Yeah, more work. And yet they're everybody else is making the same, and the other guy's over there chilling. And because this guy working like an ass over here, they get used to that. They get used to him working like an ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they have this guy working hard over here, and so they get used to this guy working hard and not ever saying anything or not saying no. And okay, I'll take it. It sucks, but that's the way it is. And the thing is, you know how I deal with it? I try not to focus on anybody else but me.
As you should.
Because that's when you start like feeling those emotions like, damn, I hate
that rage.
Yeah.
For sure. And I get anxiety. That's why I stopped being active as I used to be very active. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I might see things a certain way and you might see them another way, which is fine, but I used to be very active in social media and I stopped because it just drives me insane. You know, one simple fact that I've become very insecure about myself in every aspect. So
insecure about what though? Your parents?
My appearance has a lot to do, and then also I feel I've become more talk, less action. I feel like I'm stuck. I can't go right and I can't go left. I'm just stuck. So here I am. The way I deal with it, with all this that I'm going through, is I just take a deep breath and then I just focus on what I can do right now, today.
Yeah.
I can't think about what I fucked up on yesterday, what I did and didn't do, and what I can and cannot do tomorrow. I try to live in the present. And that's just in everything. And, you know, like comparing myself to like, you know, the few friends that I have, because I have a lot of friends, but the very, very close friends, very few, you know, stop comparing myself with them because I am not them and they are not me.
And I get you. Now, this is where I differ with you about social media, because you know that the majority of the people that put all this crap on social media, it's a lie.
That's the other thing. I know who they are and they're fucking lying.
Yeah. But see, that's why I don't.
But there you go again. Why am I like getting? Why are their posts, whether fake or true, affecting me? Like it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. But it's because you're paying attention too much to it. Like
yeah. So then that's why I just distance myself from
Like,
it.
see, when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, whatever. Because I'm telling you, I'm not very materialistic. So if you have something, then you post up, or you're doing this and you're doing that, that's great for you, man. It's cool. I'm happy for you, and that's it. That's the way I see it. When I see people going on vacation and doing all this crap, I go, dude, you don't even work. How are you getting all the money? That's the only time
Or they do work, but they gotta make an insane amount of money to afford those trips.
And exactly, but like I see it and I look at it and I'm like, whatever. That's their shit.
And I'm just like, dude, like, here we are trying our best to do the not swipe, the plastic card. We do everything cash. If you guys don't know who Dave Ramsey is, you should. He's a really good financial advisor. And but here's these other people that make the same amount as we do combined, or a little bit less, and yet they're like doing these extravagant trips, and then I just know it's fucking credit cards.
You know what? Like you said, I try not to look at that because I don't use my credit cards for that, and I've seen it, and I've seen friends going on vacation. All this, I'm like, dude, that's nice, but I don't know. I know that you only work part time or stuff like that. You get me? And
Yeah.
or I know you ask your mom or whatever, but it doesn't faze me. To me, it's like whatever. It's like, I mean, you're the one getting screwed, not me.
Yeah.
I could go home and sleep very well.
Well, at the end of the day, we all live with our own thing. Like,
but you know what I've noticed about people that live like that though? They always have like this comfort zone where, like, you know what? If I get in trouble, I go ask my parents. They always have that.
yeah.
People that don't do that, the majority of the ones are the ones that they don't have a fallback plan or they'll just they don't have that stuff. They don't have somebody to go ask, or my wife makes more than this. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I guess I don't even know how to. That's what the things that I see. Things like that, like post on Instagram and Facebook and all that crap. They don't bother me whatsoever.
Okay, guys. So talk about your 3 to 5. The first thing that comes out of your mind that you believe is unfair that has happened to you in your 39 years in this world.
I think privileged people.
Okay, that's one.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. And this is one of the reasons that I as a kid, I used to get bothered, and I want to say as a teen, privileged people sometimes not always. Some people are really good about being humble about it, but there's some people that are like privileged that like are cocky, and you end up disliking them really bad. Like they throw it in your face, or look what I got, showing off. And those are the people I have problems with, because I know deep down inside you didn't work for that. Your people did. But that's fine. That's how life is. It's not fair.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, having the opportunities and not taking advantage of them. That's one big thing that I dislike, because as a person like me, not having school, trying to work hard, and having the opportunities, they come little and very few, if any. Whereas a person that has the tools to go to school or was born in this country and doesn't take advantage of the stuff that is given to you in this country, and yet you're still living on welfare, and I'm over here working fucking 14-hour days or whatever. That's what I dislike. Cheating the system. You were born in this fucking country. You have no fucking excuse not to be going to school, not to be having a good paying job, or just the opportunities that is given to you when you were born in this country. I told you I was not born in this fucking country. I love this country, but this country, I guess there are some lazy people, privileged, too privileged, and they waste their potential. Some of these people. That's what bothers me.
So right there, you said privilege. You mean lazy people that are financially privileged, that they don't do anything, and then poor people that are privileged because they qualify to get.
No, I think it's more of the other
welfare.
I think it's more the other one. Like there's people that, I mean, that's a deep topic, but like me for sure, like wasted opportunities. Like I said, like being born in this country, man, you got all these opportunities you don't even know.
Yeah.
You see them, like me, and I'm an immigrant, so I see these things growing up. Like I couldn't do a certain thing. I can't, like anybody that knows that if you're an immigrant, some of us have to deal with like the talking. even the study habits and the jobs and the type of jobs. We're not having degrees or not being.
So you're limited.
Yeah, you're limited.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have to work a little harder than some of these guys that have all these things right there for them.
For being U.S. citizens.
Yeah, it's like saying, like, Heidi, if you wouldn't have gone to school or like graduated school and not taking advantage of all the stuff that your mom has provided for you, then I'd be like, damn, what a waste.
Exactly.
You get me?
I would be a parasite.
And that's the way I see about these people, because I see it a lot. Oh, poor me. Look where I grew up. Dude, I didn't grow up around here. I grew up in L.A. I grew up not in this country, and look where I'm at. But that's because I had to claw myself out, or sweat, tears, surgeries, all this crap. And this is even before you were around, Heidi.
Yeah.
You're seeing the aftermath of my destruction, basically my body. But before that, I was a hustler, man. That's why I have no pity to these people that have wasted their opportunity, or that are still wasting their opportunities.
Okay, another one.
Another what?
Another point.
Another point?
Well, so you said privileged people not taking advantage of opportunities.
And then self-pity. I did say that sometime in the past, but self-pity. Woe is me. How can I? It's their fault. It's your fault. People that can't stare at themselves in the mirror and start with themselves. I know a lot of people that are like, instead of looking in the mirror and complaining to yourself, they point fingers to everybody else but themselves.
Yeah, I met a few.
And that shit happens all the time. It's your fault. Like it's your fault. Like, my fault. How is it my fault? It's your fault. You're an ass. It's your fault. You're the dumbass. It's your fault. So this is the difference. When I look at myself in the mirror, Heidi, I don't blame nobody else. I blame myself for putting myself in that
circumstance.
Yeah, in that spot. So if I fuck up or I do something stupid or whatever, like, I have to look back and go, damn, how did I get myself in that situation? Now, how am I going to get out of that situation? It's nobody else's fault. I put myself in that spot. That's the way I see things. So I have no self-pity. I tell you, Heidi, like, I have all these medical issues, and it's hard for me to explain at work sometimes, and even my people. And I'm going to give you a prime example.
Or even me sometimes.
Yeah, and even you.
Yeah, and I'm your wife.
People don't like you. People hate the fact, or don't like it when you're complaining. You're complaining like, oh, here it comes again. Well, I have the same feeling when I have to explain myself. I hate it. I dislike it. You look fine. What's wrong with you? Like, they just don't want to hear it. Even my family, like, oh, you're just too fat, or like this and that, or whatever. There's no point in explaining, because they don't walk in your shoes, so they don't know. But I know.
Yeah, I mean, I've caught myself sometimes being a little bit rude to you.
Yeah, I mean,
I forget, like, okay, well, first of all, you're not a crier when you're in pain. You're very high pain tolerant. So when I do see you, like, struggling, I'm like, okay, shit, I was a little bit mean.
Yeah, but that's all right. I don't expect you to understand, because you don't feel the pain. Unless you walk in my shoes, you're going to understand. You could only see my surgeries.
Yeah.
You could only see my surgeries, the things that happen when you actually see them. That's the way I feel about work. I get frustrated at work that I have to explain myself. Because if you know anybody that works, they don't care. A lot of the times, disabilities and stuff like that, the majority of your jobs, they don't care. All they care is about the numbers and getting the job done. That's it. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So what bothers me sometimes, I think that it doesn't bother me, but it frustrates me. I think the thing that frustrates me is my people. They make fun of it. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, to them, it's just Gus again. To me, it's frustrating, because I'm not the one that I don't take shortcuts. I'm not those type of people that are always looking for the easy way out. I'm not. I wish I could, but I don't, because taking the easy way out and just doing different things is not my style. I like if I start something, like you said, like I try to finish it.
You always do.
Even though it's hard sometimes.
You're very disciplined about that.
And don't get me wrong, there's times where I self-doubt myself, like, fuck, like, not again. Like,
but you still go ahead and do it.
Yeah, but it's a battle that I wage in my head. Like, oh, here I go again. Fuck.
Yeah.
So those are the things that kind of like I just don't get. Now let me read this one. Our idea of fairness is self-interest. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But do you understand the example?
Yeah. What's not fair to you is not convenient to you.
Exactly.
But that's just life, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's...
And It would be like 1 out of 5 people that will take a seat back
Yeah.
and let you go ahead and take that opportunity.
So it's fair because it's not fair because it's not convenient to you. But if it was convenient to you, then it'd be okay. I don't even understand that part. That's how this guy kind of like it's saying the idea of fairness is self-interest. So
Can you put into perspective an example right now? Because I can. That's exactly how I feel right now.
a fairness in life,
No, that quote.
the idea of fairness is only in self-interest. Well, if it's convenient towards you, meaning like, see, I'm gonna give you an example. Now I have to look it up because I was reading it not too long ago. An idea of fairness is in self-interest. I guess the example on that is if it's convenient and if it works out for you, then it's fair. But if it doesn't if it doesn't work out your way, then it's not fair. That's what it's trying to say.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. That's the thing. You can't have it both ways because life doesn't work that way. Like you can't have it on this side or you can't have it on this side. No, you got to take it one way. It's either you win or you lose, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's when you lose and things don't go your way, it's when you start saying like, oh, that's not fair.
Yeah.
They cheated.
I've lived through it. I lived through it twice this year.
Sports happens all the time like that. Like if you beat somebody or you win by 1 point and the call didn't go your way, they're cheaters.
Or you're winning it and the last play, they take it away from you.
Exactly. That's not fair. You're cheating. The ref sucks. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if that would not happen, then the other people would be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
See, that's where I think that's the example I give on self-interest.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
Don't you think politics goes to that?
Yeah. I don't want to talk politics.
No, of course we're not going to, but
yeah, no, I get you.
You are a Republican for self-interest. You are a Democrat for self-interest.
Yeah.
Or an independent or whatever
I hate
other parties there are.
I hate politics.
No. We're not going to talk about it. Of course not.
No. I'm just saying.
Plus, I'm not like the right person to be for here in this podcast for politics.
You know what I forgot to say about hard work?
What?
I know there's some people out there that believe that if you work hard enough and even though you get like passed by somebody else, your work ethic eventually it'll help you out. Where the guy that always takes it the easy way out or the lazy way, it'll catch up to them eventually. It might not be today, tomorrow, but it'll catch up to you.
Yeah. So to that prime example, I have the perfect quote.
What is it?
I don't know who says it, but I've come across it and it's so true, I believe. With preparation comes opportunity.
So that's the thing. So when you're ready and you're prepared yourself and the opportunity comes, you're ready for the opportunity.
So you could be preparing yourself year after year. Next thing you know, it's 5 years. Next thing you know, it's 10 years. Nothing comes through. But guess what? On the 11th year, you get that one opportunity and then you hit the jackpot.
Yeah. I want to bring in other examples. Let me give you an examples of first world problems. And we laugh about it because, oh my God, first world problems. They're the stupidest things where it's just minor problems. This is what first world problems are, minor problems. For example, these are some things that I hear from my kids. Oh, the Wi-Fi is not working and their whole life is ruined. You hear that shit all the time. Yeah. My kids, oh shit, my Wi-Fi is down. That goddamn is the end of the world for these guys because they can't see their YouTube videos and stuff. Or they can't play their video game. Obviously, I said the car is dirty.
That's yours.
Shit.
When the car is dirty, you have a fit.
How about this one? Not liking what mom or wife cooked.
Oh yeah, that's an everyday here in this household.
The TV remote is not working.
That's yours.
Low battery on the cell phone. Damn it! Don't you hate it when that happens?
Okay, that's me all the time.
Yeah,
my cell phone's always dead.
And it sucks, and your whole world when you don't have your phone is on that thing. So that's a first world problem. And what shoes to wear? That's for you, Heidi.
Or what to wear.
Yeah. Well, and then this is the world problems. Because, we're talking about like, and I'm ranting about like the stuff my problems. But there's real world problems, Heidi. We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna go into it deep because goddamn, we'll be here for like 2 hours. But specifically these, being born in a third world country, not being born in the United States. Being born in the United States is a privilege. I'm telling you guys that like people that are born in this country are very lucky. There's a lot of things that this country does for you. It is the land of the free and the land of whatever, where every dream comes true or can come true if you work hard enough. Where you could get your white picket fence and in a house with a white picket fence. So this is the land of the free where your dreams come true, basically. But people that are not born in this country have to deal with real world problems, specifically crime. If you go south of the border from here, drug trafficking, like narcos and all that stuff, drug dealers out there in Mexico and stuff like that. Those are true crimes out there. Those are big time crime mobsters out there. People with no jobs, no food, no opportunities. There's a reason why people always flood this country, is the opportunities that this country will give you. And that's what I tell everybody, man. That, like, people that are born here and don't take up full opportunities or full advantage of those opportunities, it just makes me shake my head. People dealing with homelessness. Yeah, we see homeless people all the time here, but it's nothing like going back to your country, or even if you cross the states here, the borders, God, you see like fucking hundreds of them. Those are problems. Those are real problems. This is a big one. In other states or in other countries, Heidi, education. Education is big. Education here in the United States is, I think we take it for granted, because it's mandatory to go to school here. In other countries, it's not mandatory. Some kids have to actually go to work to survive. It's either go to school or go to work.
Some of them, they just finish maybe like 7th grade, 8th grade, and they have to go get a job.
Sometimes even
younger than that.
Younger. They're out there selling candy and selling
3rd grade.
They have to sell stuff to get stuff.
Yeah.
To make sure they have food for the night or for the next day or for the week. That's the thing. Kids out there in other countries, they grow up faster, I think.
And over here, okay, what do you guys want to eat? I don't know.
McDonald's.
I don't know. You choose. No, you choose.
Yeah.
No, you choose.
And it sucks. Not until you stare at it where you don't know what you're going to eat, you feel it. And then obviously, like I said, no opportunities and no education. Well, no education because no opportunities. Because if you don't have education nowadays, there are no opportunities. Very few, if any. I want to read this quote from Bill Gates. And it's from Bill Gates. I'm telling you this right now, guys. Life is not fair. Get used to it. I'm going to leave you guys with that because that's what he says. That's what he says. Remember this, Bill Gates, for those that don't know him, he's one of the richest guys. Owns Microsoft, I think. Creator of the Xbox, I think. But yeah, this guy tells you straight up, life is not fair. Remember, a lot of these guys started in their garage, but they had like this dream and they did it their way. That's what this country gives you, opportunities like that. And some people, I feel, that's why I have no pity to those people that don't want to work hard and go get it. They're not go-getters. That's where I wanted to rant. I'm just sick of all the damn excuses, including myself. Like I say, excuses sometimes were a fuck. But in general, I'm just tired of people having excuses for not getting shit done. That's it. Because life is not fair. Is it fair that I could go and I had to work hard for my job and some people stay home and make YouTube videos and make more than my ass in a year? I don't think it's fair.
Or that little boy Ryan that our kid likes.
But do you get me?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to hate on it because I know that it is a job. If you ever try to do your own YouTube video, there's a lot of hard work to it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work into it. So I guarantee you that somebody's has to put in long hours doing those videos. Because some of the videos are pretty long.
Yeah, you would have to put long in hours playing toys.
I tell everybody, you know what? Why don't you go drive an Uber? But you know what? Uber, You better like to drive because goddamn, you're gonna be stuck in traffic going up and down the city.
I think Uber is very draining mentally.
Yeah. Well,
from driving all day long.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
No, of course not. You hate driving.
I hate driving. I just don't like it.
I'm always the one driving.
I dislike it. Maybe you should become an Uber driver.
Maybe you should go drive for UPS.
Nah, it's not the driving that you're gonna hate there.
I should do the feeder driver.
Oh, it depends. But
all right, Gus, I'm gonna leave you.
Why?
I'm gonna be back in a week. I'm gonna go do feeder driver.
I guess this is another quote I got. It doesn't say who read it, but this is the basic.
Who wrote it?
Who wrote it? Yeah, who wrote it? And who said it? That's what I meant, because when you quote somebody said it. And this is, I'm gonna leave you guys with this one because that's the way it is. And life is not fair. Dupree, I have friends that had a school, that go to school, that went to school, that they toughed it out. They had to work a couple like jobs that don't pay very well. They struggled. They were living paycheck to paycheck, just like many of the college students. And eventually, as they gotten older, they got their jobs and they got their shit straight, and then they're living good. I know a lot of people like that have worked hard and they've done good. And then I've known the other half where you're just a lazy ass and they have the same attitude about work that kind of transfer into their everyday life. And then you see them struggle outside of work, and you're like, then you know why. It makes sense. I don't know. Do you understand that example I gave? Yeah. It kind of transfers into their life, their work ethic, all that shit. And then they got the nerve to complain. I'm gonna give them a little piece of my mind. Look at yourself in the mirror and attack that person. But this is the quote that I really wanted to read. It says, if you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lying knight to eat you because you didn't eat him. That's actually pretty cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because no way, even if you think life is fair, it's not. Nobody cares. This is the thing I'm going to tell everybody. Nobody cares about you but you.
That's something you have taught me, Gus.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I thank you for that.
And this is the thing. Nobody cares if you're hurting. That's why I tell you. Nobody cares about if I'm hurting. Nobody cares that you struggled. Nobody cares that the way you did it. You might give them examples of how you did it, but they're like, okay. Yeah. Nobody cares.
But that goes back to what you said earlier about self-interest. It's not convenient to you if it's not self-interest.
And I get it. That's why I think I'm ranting on this episode, because
you've had it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with it. Nobody cares. I don't care. The only ones that do care are your loved ones.
Even then.
So you're saying you don't care?
F that.
Okay. So you don't care?
I don't care about what?
I'm telling you, the only ones that care are your loved ones. So, if I'm struggling, you're not going to care of that?
It depends. What type of struggling?
Health issues, exactly.
No, health issues I do care.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully your loved ones care about some stuff. But that's the way life is. Life don't care that you have to go pick up your kids at a certain time. Life doesn't care if you have a certain bill or rent due or shit like that. Mm-hmm. That you have no car. Have self-pity for me.
Take the bus.
People don't care.
Go walking.
Exactly. And my attitude is find a way, get it done, and that's it. Mm-hmm. There is no excuses. That's the way it's got to be. That's the way it's going to be. Because the reality is that people don't care. They're living their life. They got their own shit. They got their own demons. They got their own problems. They might act like they don't have problems, but everybody has their own problems or their own struggles and their own whatever. And that's the way it is. This is me ranting today, guys. This is Gus and the Everything Goes podcast. This is the coolest podcast around, the baddest podcast around. And that's the way it is. That's the way it goes, and that's the way it's going to be. For real. Sorry,
I like it. It is. It's the coolest podcast ever.
This is Gus and the Everything Goes podcast. Remember, guys, you can catch us on Instagram, the Everything Goes podcast, YouTube, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. I think I want to say SoundCloud, but we also have a Facebook and Twitter account. So if you guys want to leave a message and a rating, I thank you for it. That's it, guys. Thank you, Heidi, for coming on the coolest podcast ever.
Thank you. And don't forget to check the Everything Goes podcast on Instagram also.
Yeah. Check us out. Leave a message. Tell me what's up. Tell me if you agree about life.
Tell him something.
People do leave in, like stuff. I just don't get to see it because I don't have an app, like an iPhone or whatever. But that's the way it goes. Life is not fair. I don't like the iPhone.
You don't like Apple.
I'm the Android guy. Android.
All right.
That's it.
We're good.
All right, guys.
Life is not fair. Do something about it.
Right?
Instead of complaining.
Yeah, because people don't care. You guys don't care about me? You don't care about me?
50-50.
Shit. Life is not fair, guys. Get it done. No excuses. This is Gus, and I'll catch you guys next week.